Just this last week, I was lucky enough to get into the closed beta of Prodeus, an upcoming retro-style first-person shooter that aims to provide not only an intense, balls-out shooter experience, but an endless one at that, with its rich map editor that will allow players to create and upload their own maps and campaigns. And while the beta is woefully brief, it did give me quite a bit to be excited about. Oh yeah, this one is looking pretty damn good. Hey guys, I'm Kirk, and today I'm going to share with you my first impressions of Prodeus. But before all that, please remember to subscribe to this channel for all things retro boomer shooter. Alright, let's begin. Developed by Bounding Box Software, which is made up of former employees of Raven Software and Starbreeze, and published by Humble Games, Prodeus is soon to be the newest in the ever-growing catalog of retro-style first-person shooters. As the devs would describe it, it's the first-person shooter of old, reimagined using modern rendering techniques. The game clearly fits the bill. The levels of Prodeus certainly call back to the look of 90s style shooters with rich pixelated textures and stark angular geometry, all of it heightened with modern day dynamic lighting and particle effects, which look fantastic. The closest comparator is New Blood's Amid Evil, which employed a similar philosophy to its visuals. In general, the visuals take heavy inspiration from the id canon of shooters, Doom and Doom 2016 in particular. In fact, they might take a little too much inspiration from those games, but I'd have to play more of it to see how the art direction evolves, or doesn't. Enemies, along with your weapons and items, are rendered as sprites, which look mighty authentic. In fact, they reminded me of the CG-rendered enemy sprites from Doom 64. More impressively though, if you're not a fan of this look, you have the option to switch the sprites out for full 3D models, which also look great. Although I'm a little curious why this doesn't also extend to your weapons and items. The game features a decent set of graphical options that let you make the game look as modern or retro as you want. I decided to crank up a bunch of these settings for a look I lovingly refer to as ass mode. And even in ass mode, this game looks mighty fine. The best part sprinkling this carnage cupcake, a new soundtrack from Andrew Hulshult, along with James Paddock, which is already sounding like an absolute banger. Now, visuals are one thing, but how is the gameplay? Well, from what I've experienced, Prodeus plays smoother than top-shelf whiskey, with just the right amount of kick. As you would hope, the game is fast, brutal, with tight responsive controls. The weapons in particular are exquisite. You've seen these guns before in many other games featuring the primary and alternate fires you'd expect, but they just feel so damn good to shoot, so punchy and rapid, made better with detailed damage effects and blood spatter from the enemies. Of the weapons featured in the demo, I honestly couldn't pick a favorite because they were all amazing. I mean, you got this lightning gun which causes chain lightning in groups of enemies with an alt fire that's basically a railgun. Then the akimbo assault rifles that just burn through fodder like butter. Oh, but the shotgun is an absolute thing of beauty. Basically a wrecking ball in a gun. There's some finesse to this weapon too. Holding down the fire button does a steady rate of fire, but quickly clicking allows the gun to shoot more rapidly. Same thing with the pistol. That's definitely a small thing, but I appreciate small features like this. It makes me feel more one-to-one with the weapon. The beta campaign featured only 3 levels, accessible through a very platformer-esque world map. An unexpected but welcome choice if you ask me. The first level is a simple one called Boomer Intro, which features a nice message that I'm sure will annoy those that don't have a sense of humor. The second level though is a lot more intricate and somewhat open-ended, as you have to collect 2 keys to power the portal in the center of the map. It's strongly designed and full of great combat scenarios. The third level is a shotgun target challenge that kind of reminded me of the obstacle course at the beginning of Titanfall 2. It's a fun map that hopefully indicates more maps like it in the full release. These 3 maps were a whole lot of fun, but sadly they were quite brief, and I was definitely left wanting more. Luckily for me, more was to be had. A big feature being pushed for Prodeus is its level editor. Typically, this kind of thing doesn't interest me too much, as I'm personally not that into creating user-generated content, well, other than this YouTube channel. And in my experience, most level editors within games tend to be pretty limited. But as soon as I jumped into Prodeus's, it became immediately clear that this sucker is a lot more robust than I expected. I honestly didn't spend a whole lot of time in here, as I didn't really know what I was doing, but I did jump into some of the user-created maps already available, and I gotta say, I was was pretty impressed with what I saw. Visually, a lot of these levels looked outstanding, some on par with what I saw in the short beta campaign, and even the levels that didn't look quite as polished still featured clever level design with scripted events. There were even maps with unique game types and challenges, like this one where you have to jump between a bunch of moving trucks. One user recreated the opening level of Doom 2016, and it's pretty damn close to the original. And of course, someone has already made E1M1, and not only is it accurate, secrets and all, but it looks great, a nice interpretation of a classic. I'm certainly excited for Prodeus' main campaign, but now I think I'm more interested to see what people do with this level editor. And seeing as how users have the option to upload full campaigns, this could be an incubator for future shooter developers. Either way, I'm excited to see what the future holds for this feature. Overall, I'm loving how this game is turning out. Prepare yourself, guys, because this game is looking to be something special. Prodeus will be releasing into Steam Early Access on November 10th, and you can count on my in-depth review when the time comes. But that's all for today. Please be sure to let me know in the comments if you're planning on playing Prodeus or if you've had a chance to play the beta, and what thoughts you have on that. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. It is a massive help for this channel. If you're looking for more retro-style shooters to whet your appetite, be sure to check out this playlist right here. I post videos weekly, so be sure to ring that bell so you are the first to see them. I'm Kirk, and thank you for watching this video. Stay safe out there.